Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Star Ocean. Last time we arrived here at a new city, Otanim. This time, talk to a bunch of people and figure out what the hell they're all doing around here. And on top of that, there's some more places we can visit, such as the skill shop. Pretty much every time you get to a new town, check out the skill shop. And let's see, I think I have knowledge 2 already, don't I? I already have that, yeah. I kind of figured, but it'd be nice if they could kind of put a little asterisk beside things that I own. And so I bought that one. Make sure you buy every time you get to a new town. Gotta make sure you buy these. I think I already have that one, yeah I do. So we got knowledge level 2, let's just check that out real quick. I don't know which ones we actually got. I think music might be one of them. It doesn't particularly matter. Most of these don't have a big upside to them yet. They will in time. Most definitely will they in time. In fact, it'll change the difficulty of the game quite a bit. Orichalcon. If you look at it, how it's spelt in this one, Orichalcon, it's because of a lack of characters that they translated it that way, because it's an actual item that you can obtain, and they had a limited number of characters, I guess, to work with. But it's supposed to be Orichalcon, the standard jewel that you hear about in all the other Star Oceans in the future, and, you know, lots of other games, stories, fiction, whatever. Anyway, it's a metal that possesses magic that can nullify gravity. Yeah, well, I've heard that before. I don't know where I've heard that from, but anyway, this guy talks about the Lesser Fellpool race. Sense of rhythm. Incidentally, you're tone deaf. Yeah, so Lesser Fellpools, like we saw before, are basically that girl we saw last time, the little girl that we rescued. But yeah, we can't do much of anything with that, at least not yet. Anyway, he wants to learn sword style. Oddly enough, we didn't need to qualify for much of anything. Radix starts, well, he doesn't start off. As soon as you buy the right skill, you have access to this style of skills, and that's basically his school style. Everyone gets one of these, except for mages. They have something instead. But you have access to one type of a school of skill that you work on throughout the whole game, and it does different things for you. Allows you to learn special techniques later on, and I'll go over that later. It also allows you to get a little bit of an MP cost reduction on the skills that we already have. So that's also something useful, but again, later. Everyone's talking about how Astral's cavalry is the strongest on the continent. People like you. I don't know anything about you. Ah, Sylvant. Sylvalant? I don't know, whatever. I've always called it Sylvant, like Sylvant Learning, just because that clued into me when I saw it. I was like, ah, that's that. And then I didn't actually read it. I have a bad habit of doing that in games, though I've told that story before, so... Anyway. What? What did you say? Commander of the cavalry is more suitable to fill his position. Whose position? Yeah, not very useful when you don't give me all the information. Anyway, we could rest in the inn, but we don't need to. We're still full. And let's go up here, check out this town, or this little building here. Utmost importance if you want to succeed in life, instead of moping around feeling sorry for yourself, because you have no skills. The more effort you put into your work, the more you'll be rewarded. When you first play this game, you don't know how much that actually matters. And again, I'll go over that later. The Stalkers. That's a horrible name for a band. Oh, that is just horrible. Glamorous. Okay, yeah. If you talk to the... No, I already talked to you. I want to talk to the one in the middle. Stalker books. Yeah, no, you do not want to buy that because it didn't do anything. It's just there to be there. That's pretty much all it is. I'll talk to the old lady. Nothing more than wishful thinking. In all honesty, I find it hard to believe it's truly possible. Well, considering the fact that I don't think I've used it in all these playthroughs and it's in the game, you might be right. Anyway, so woman captain in the Astral Cavalry. Apparently she's the daughter of Rias, cavalry commander. So yeah, that's what the other guy was talking about. The female captain is the daughter of the commander and could easily fulfill the commander's role. That's what they're trying to go after with that line. Just wasn't explained very well. I guess all you can do is seek out a talented blacksmith. Well, you're wrong! That's all we can do right now. Later, we'll be able to make our own weapons, and they'll be much, much better. Now, here's a claymore, which is an upgraded weapon for Cius if you still have him. Why they're still letting me buy rods when you couldn't possibly have a rod wielder at this stage of the game, I don't know. Finally get a new weapon for Iria. Very much appreciated. Let's see what else. We got anything interesting? New helmet. It's cheap. Might as well get that. These I don't like because I like the sandals more. More evade. Iron Greaves, almost worth it, but no. Sinclair, not much better, but it is definitely better, and it is definitely worth the price. There's not a lot of things worth buying at this point in the game. I do need to sell some excess junk, though. Let's see here. Yeah, well, actually, it is quite a bit better. It's 90 points better. That's much appreciated. And there we go. Get some more damage for you as well. What did I buy there? There we go. Some more defense. Can never hurt. Alright, with the upgrading being done and the exploration being done, we can move on. But before we do that, let's check out the private action. As you notice, the area just kind of got a little darker as she was speaking there. Now, she told us to check out the inn. There's actually nothing else to do. I don't know if anyone... Okay. They do have different dialogue. Somebody's drunk, apparently. Anybody up here? I think you can go into all the shops, and they're probably still open, but it doesn't really matter. I guess it gives the game a little bit of character, but there's not a lot of people to talk to right now. So yeah, just go to the inn. And do I need to talk to her? No, I think I need to just talk to... Yeah, we do need to actually spend the money to stay here, but doing so, instead of giving us the standard sequence, will throw us to a sequence of Milly fantasizing about Radix. Pop! There we go. I love the emoticons in this game. So much fun. Doesn't matter how many times I see them. And they use very similar ones in the remake, so that's a good touch. I like that. Prayer to God in heaven. Okay, I don't like this translation because, yeah, it doesn't make sense, because heaven being above us, in quotes, is just kind of, you know, an idea, a way to visualize something that's people often believe just doesn't exist on a different plane. Different plane of existence, different world, parallel world, whatever you want to call it. But it doesn't like physically exist above one, you know, our heads. And they kind of took this really blunt force drama. Oh well. Now, I recently saw a video of another Let's Player bitching and moaning about criticizing one's religion in game. He was talking about Final Fantasy X, and there are a lot of legitimate reasons to bitch about it, but I think he was going overboard with a lot of it. They do something similar in this, but it's not as derogatory when they talk about others' religions. As you can see here, Ronixis is trying to figure out what exactly Milly believes here. And he tries to be nice about it, but he doesn't quite come across that way. this is true. And for the fact that, you know, Milly is, again in quotes, you know, part of this underdeveloped species, or underdeveloped planet protection act, or whatever you want to call it, she does have a very logically based argument. All the time. I'm assuming she talks about it a little more, but of course we never get privy to this because they're off on their own and we never get to see what they talk about amongst themselves. Well, at this point, it's not really a very good dream. Pretty much all the people we know have turned to stone, and we traveled back into the past to save them. It's not good yet. It'll get better. Now, Ronixis doesn't, like I said, he's trying here, but he doesn't come across all that well. You know, he comes across as kind of, you know, a little bit condescending, and I can understand someone wanting to bitch him out for it, but, you know, it's a character building idea, and even if, say, these two never got, you know, on the same page about this aspect, it doesn't hurt anything just because they don't get along. They don't have to get along. If the characters are built well enough, then it doesn't matter if they get along or not. If they can, you know, if they're portrayed as being able to see the greater good and deal with each other even though they hate each other, that works just fine. It's just a different way of storytelling. And this is, I'm going overboard because that person pissed me off a little bit. But anyway, so let's go through here, and yeah. She's recommending that the Heraldric Mage that we've already seen he is, with spells and everything, yeah, he should start to do that, even though we, like I said, we've already seen him and all of his spells. So anyway. Now, this would be a really good idea, and the first time I would have read this, it had a lot more of an impact, you know, a better argument, because I hadn't seen all of Ronixis's spells and his gear ahead of time when we were on the Calnus there. If you don't do that, then, you know, you unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, if you don't do that sequence and you don't see that, this scene has a little more power behind it. Anyway, that sequence being done, we go through the some music there for indicating sleep, and then we get the hell out of town. Yeah, nothing else we can do in this town. You can do that private action again, but you won't get the sequence. You'll just get nighttime, I think. Actually, I don't even think you get nighttime. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. New area! Same enemies. We do get some new enemies, but these are the same enemies. Ah, we learned a new tech. This one's actually pretty good. It's not really good, it just, I like how fast it works. Air Slash. Anyone who knows Star Ocean knows Air Slash, Air Slash, Air Slash. Over and over and over again. Uses up a decent amount of MP, but you can hit from a range, and it does a decent amount of damage, so that's pretty nice to have. Let's see here. Go down this direction. There are a lot of like overhanging things like this, so I may pop the background layer off occasionally to check for items so that I'm not fumbling around looking for them, wasting time. I waste enough time by rambling. I'm sure you know that by now. Anyway, the right way to go is to the left, but if you go down here, we get nothing. We get the water, I guess. I don't know why this is here. Can't remember. I thought there was a sequence there at one point, but I could be wrong because I don't remember encountering it recently. Yeah, see the other ones there, the ones that Radix was attacking last, they're a little more upgraded from the dark green slimes that we've already seen, and they do quite a bit of damage. Anyway, northeast where we've already been. Let's go over here. across the little bridge. Yeah, what are they called? FUD. Every time these guys split, like they just did there, you know, the one guy split into two, you actually gain more experience. And if you notice those green numbers starting to pop up, we finally have enough stamina, 22, 21, so that we can gain HP and MP back after the battle. Now, of course, we need to be able to gain HP and MP after the battle for those numbers to appear. We also need to... oh, I lost my train of thought. Oh boy. We also need to have a decent amount of HP and MP, a maximum value. Otherwise, of course, we don't gain very much. I think we finally start to gain a reasonable amount, around 1,000 HP, 100 MB kind of deal. So, anyway, well, there's a chest right there containing a blackberry. Nice. Now I'll go over here. There's nothing up there. I didn't think there was anything there, but I wanted to check. Want to be thorough. Now here, kill some more weaklings. There we go. Oh, blueberries. Nice. Now, can you see a treasure? Yeah, that was an asshole move. I don't know how you're supposed to find that unless you're actually looking for it. Nothing down there. And up here is the next town. You can continue to go to the left and do some other stuff. Well, we can go over here for a little bit anyway. There's not a lot that we can do over here, at least story-wise, but there are some items that we can pick up, which will be nice to take a look at. And the enemies don't get any harder, you know, for a little while. Try and show off Air Slash here in the next Battlers 2. Pick up a piece of Moonite, which is another gem. Okay, there's Air Slash. And unfortunately, when you're really far away, it's not all that useful. But yeah, a lot of the time it's easier to just attack the enemies. I find it's useful if you're trying to save another character from getting hit, because the AI is stupid and making them get hit when that really shouldn't be happening. Now, the path here is quite straightforward. There's not a lot of branching going on. There is one branch. Okay, these guys are dangerous. As you can see, they're extremely dangerous. And unfortunately, because of they interrupt my attacks, you're better off using normal attacks. And as you can see, they kind of ouch a lot. You've run into these guys more on this side of that bridge that we saw. It's actually a town, but not a lot more. Let's find where that stuff go. Where's my stakes? There we go. A couple of stakes going on. That was painful. And eventually we'll fight a few more battles. And I could go way up through here right now, but it's not necessary. And we're not really intended on doing it. I just kind of want to show it off so that I don't have to run through all this stuff later. Okay, here we go. North is the Parj Temple. And east, of course, back where we were, is Tatari. That's the village we passed up. And west is the village of Trop. So, what I'm going to do is you can actually go up here and collect a whole bunch of treasure. Not really necessary at this point, but coming over here does allow me to gain maybe another level, which just kind of is helpful, as the upcoming dungeon is deadly. And because, again, I only have 2 characters and they kind of expect you to have more, yeah, not too great there. But, yeah. So, anyway, I wanted to make sure that we had this point memorized. I'll meet you back at the other one in a moment here. And by other one, I meant this area where we passed up the village there. Of course, on the way back, unbelievable, I ran into 3 more battles with those stupid guys with spears that did a lot of damage in a row. And of course, Iria died because AI is stupid and because of stun lock. So yeah, we arrive at Tatari. a little worse for wear. But now that we are here, we can purchase some new skills. And I don't want skill information. Well, I guess information is what I want. Okay, let's see. Sense, do we have that one? I already have that one. I know I have knowledge. I bought that one in the last city. Technique level 2, I'll take that. Okay, I bought that in the last village. Jeez. I can never remember which ones I have and which ones I don't. There we go. Yeah. Now I'm going to have to check the top one because I was sure I got that one in the last village, but I guess not. I got that one before then. Okay. So we've got combat level 2, which gives us all of these techs down here. Below the belt, flip, feint, mental training, counterattack, and strong blow. Again, we won't be using those till much, much later. Let's see, what else can we do around here? We can talk to you, I guess. Not right now. We'll do that later. If anyone who's played future Star Ocean games will recognize Puffy's name. We'll do that a little later. For now, I want to heal up, and yeah, that's pretty much going to do it for this episode of Let's Play Star Ocean. Next time, we'll explore this village and see what we can do around here. Anyway, that's all for this one, and I'll see you guys next time.